The thing that keeps gnawing at every driven founder, investor, or leader out there isn't some vague competitor lurking in the shadows. It's not market conditions or fluctuating trends. It's the slow, relentless death of momentum inside your own company. You pour your heart, your brain, every ounce of energy into getting that next deal, signing that giant contract, cracking into new markets. But inside, the engine sputters. Growth feels like a sprint on a treadmill going nowhere. Why? Because external moves, chasing the shiny objects, new partnerships, flashy launches only get you so far. The real edge, the one that shaves years off your climb to the top, hidden deep inside your own walls, is internal growth. Becoming smarter, faster, deeper, within. This is the secret nobody shouts about. It's brutal. It's simple. It's the difference between being a flash in the pan and building a legacy. Look around. So many leaders think growth means adding more clients, more revenue, more hype. But on the inside, their teams are burning out, creativity drying up, culture turning toxic. They're stuck spinning their wheels trying to fix symptoms while the real problem grows, stagnation inside. It's that quiet, sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach when you realize no matter how hard you push, things feel brittle. Your company is a ghost version of what it could be. It's not about hitting new markets faster. It's about transforming the way you grow internally. Because without that, every external win becomes a hollow echo. Here's the hard truth. Companies that bank everything on external growth alone are gambling on the wrong table. Because markets shift, clients change tastes, new competitors pop up like weeds. But internal growth? That's a fortress built brick by brick inside your organization, in your people, your mindset, in the very way you operate. It's a firewall against disruption, against burnout, against irrelevance. So what does internal growth mean? It's not just throwing training at your people or adding more departments. It's about rewiring how your organization thinks about itself. It's about building resilience that's invisible but ferocious. It's about igniting the kind of curiosity and ownership inside your team that makes every single person feel like a founder, like a warrior in a collective mission. That's what the market doesn't teach you, but it's what will blow the doors open. Imagine a company where every individual sees beyond their job title, where the walls between departments don't exist because collaboration isn't a forced meeting, it's an obsession, where failure isn't a dirty word, but the fertilizer for rapid, sometimes uncomfortable growth. This is the kind of culture that transforms companies from fragile to unstoppable. If your culture's just a checkbox, if your team shows up just to punch a clock, you've already lost. No external win can cover that up for long. And here's the deal. Building this internal growth muscle takes more than pep talks or motivational posters. It requires leaders ready to burn the old maps of hierarchy and comfort, to rip apart the scripts handed to them by the system. The system that sells you freedom but chains you to conformity. True growth needs to be brutal sometimes. It demands alignment so fierce that you cut loose anyone or anything that dulls the collective fire. But when you get internal growth right, the payoff blows your mind. Productivity doesn't just tick up, it rockets. Innovation becomes a sprint, not a crawl. Talent sticks around and fights alongside you because they're not cogs, they're creators. Every challenge inside the market, every curveball, starts to look like a small bump compared to the momentum you generate from within. You know that nagging frustration? That feeling that no matter how hard you hustle, the real breakthroughs keep slipping through? It's because the biggest gap isn't out there, it's in here, inside your own people and processes. Chasing external growth without obsessing over internal growth is like filling a bucket with holes. It's exhausting, it's demoralizing, and eventually, it breaks you. Now, how do you unlock this internal powerhouse? It starts with ruthlessness. Ruthless honesty about what's broken inside your org. The toxic vibes, the silos, the wasted talent hiding from true responsibility. You've got to surface these issues and meet them head on. No sugarcoating, no excuses. Because if left ignored, they multiply and cripple everything you're building. Next, you create frameworks that are alive, not dead rules. systems that stretch and flex and adapt because the real world doesn't wait for perfect plans. Growth is messy and chaotic. Your internal growth engine needs to be the same: fast, iterative, brutal, forgiving, and hungry for change. You empower your people not with directives, but with autonomy, not with fear, but with trust. When your team feels ownership of growth, they stop waiting for permission to act. This is the birthplace of radical innovation and speed. Every single person aligns their success with the company's growth so tightly it's electric. Then comes connection, the glue that holds internal growth together. Forget shallow team-building exercises or endless Zoom calls. What's missing is deep synergy between the few who burn hotter than the rest. Rare individuals, founders, investors, leaders, coming together to smash assumptions, challenge norms, and lift each other higher. When you forge these connections, internal growth becomes a tidal wave no external force can stop. And patience, this can't be rushed. The best internal growth plays the long game. Instant results are a myth. It's about laying down strong foundations every day, every hour, in every conversation, every decision. It's about endurance, not sprinting. Because eternity favors those who build internal momentum that keeps going and going. External wins come and go, but that inner fire, it's infinite if fed right. This is why relying solely on external growth is a trap. Manners and systems that promise quick fixes flood the market, but they all miss this. The competitive edge isn't a new tool or a shiny strategy. It's the relentless, obsessive, never-ending work of unleashing the power inside your company. The individual firepower of every person aligned in one unstoppable collective will. When harnessed, it turns your whole business into a fortress of progress, a machine that thrives no matter what chaos the outside world throws at it. Think of internal growth as the rebel inside your business, the part that refuses the watered-down story, that won't settle for average, that burns so hot it rewrites the rules. It's messy and demanding, yes, but it's also the origin of every breakthrough worth having. Because at the end of the day, markets change, competitors come and go, but that revolutionary power inside your people, that's forever. This isn't about being comfortable. It's about being hungry. Hungry to shed illusions sold by a world promising ease but delivering chains. It's about refusing to live a life or build a company on borrowed beliefs, outdated rules, and false comforts. It's about knowing deep down that true power lives inside the radical, the rare, the relentless few, and that's the edge only internal growth unlocks. Leaders who get this, who fight for it every day, don't just win markets. They reshape the future. They build legacies that outlast every trend, every CEO, every fleeting advantage. They craft a reality where independence, creativity, and fierce connection fuel a success that no external disturbance can shake. So, if there's a fire inside you right now, a relentless itch that the status quo isn't good enough, lean into it. Tear apart the old narratives and dare to build from within. Because the true, raw, unstoppable competitive edge isn't out there chasing new clients or new deals. It's inside. It's the growth no market crash or competitor can steal. It's the power you create when the rare minds, the fierce souls, the relentless builders align and refuse to settle. This is your path. A journey brutal in honesty, fierce in action, patient in timing, but when embraced, it turns every challenge into a step forward that can't be stopped. Internal growth isn't just a strategy, it's the lifeblood of a real, lasting edge. It's the fierce heartbeat of tomorrow's winning companies, and it's waiting to be unleashed inside yours right now.